All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Tessa. I'm one of SK's student mentors, and today I'll be telling you a little bit about the SK research project that I'm running as part of our fall research program, which is a project on geographic information systems. So, oftentimes people don't know what geographic information systems are, so I'll tell you a little bit about that. But first, I'll just tell you a little bit about my background there. So, I have my bachelor's degree in government, my master's degree in Russian regional studies, both from Harvard. And as part of those degrees, I've taken a ton of statistics and data visualization coursework, not only at Harvard, but also at George Washington and at the Kennedy School of Government, which is a great kind of public policy institute that Harvard has. And I've done GIS work to do with a number of topics, from Russian diaspora politics to discriminatory districting practices in rural Colorado. And I think this is one of the things that excites me most about GIS is that it's a body of research techniques and research communication practices that have applications across so many topics and so many different fields. And to give you an idea of that, I'm offering two different kind of topics. So students can choose either one of these. So the first topic is mapping climate change. The second is mapping public health. So if you think of climate change, first off, we'll be working on things like mapping the spread of wildfires, mapping flood zones, producing these maps that are often really relevant during, climate emergencies and planning when it comes to climate policy. For the second topic, if you think of what public health mapping looks like, the example that I always like to give is COVID. So during the pandemic, there were so many numbers flying around. There's so much information at people's fingertips, and oftentimes maps were one of the really crucial tools for communicating to the public what was going on. So whether that was maps of infection rates in a given borough in New York, or maps of the hospitals that were overwhelmed or not, those kinds of things were really important in communicating during that kind of public health crisis. And this is true across a number of different public health topics. So we'll be looking at COVID data, we'll be looking at food deserts, we'll be looking at flu infections. So there are a number of arenas for especially our pre-med students where I think that GIS skills can be really exciting and help you produce research that's not only interesting, but also really hits home and is memorable with the people who read your stuff and who look at your stuff, because there is this really lasting visual kind of marker of the findings that you've come up with. So the intent here is that each topic should have about 3 to 4 students. The first few weeks will be a combination of topic lectures and short assignments. So I'll pre-record a lecture of about 15 minutes where I walk you through, like, okay, we have this COVID data, we have this map of the city that we're looking at, and here's how to get from point A to point B to produce this map. And then you'll have a homework assignment that's very closely related. You'll meet with me for 15 minutes later in the week, and then that's it. So that's the point of this, or that's the intent of this kind of fall research colloquium, is that it's 15 minutes pre-recorded lecture. You can watch it at any point in the week, and then you schedule a 15-minute one-on-one just to make sure you're tracking with the material and have done the assignment. So it's meant to be really approachable, like 30 minutes a week, and you're picking up these tangible skills, but also not overcommitting yourself, given that a lot of our SK students have a lot of other things going on. And then the intent is that by the end, you have produced a number of maps that are kind of, handheld, you've had this kind of step-by-step help. And then the hope is that by the end, you've picked up enough skills that you can produce an original map. You can come up with a question that's interesting to you. I can help you find some data, and you can produce a map a map, or hopefully two of your own, that are products of original research. So an example of what this might look like, and this is a different topic entirely. This is a voting kind of representation map. But this is a map that I produced earlier this year regarding districting practices in rural Colorado. So you have the town boundaries in red, the percentage of Hispanic residents in each neighborhood coded in blue. And you can see that these dark blue neighborhoods, the most disproportionately Hispanic neighborhoods, are oftentimes very pointedly excluded from the town lines. So you can see that there's this patch where the town lines, draw pretty cleanly around this neighborhood. And that happens again here, and that happens again here. And that pattern it can be communicated with numbers, it can be communicated in written text, but I think it's really clear in a visualization like this. And I think that that's where maps are really the most valuable, is that they tell stories. And whether you're doing that for a topic on voter representation, or you're doing that for a topic on public health or climate change, these really clear-cut visuals really stick with people and really tell your kind of your story really quickly and concisely. And I think to bring things full circle, I think that's why GIS skills are so valuable across so many fields, is that we're in this increasingly data dense world. There's so much information at our fingertips, and it's a matter of communicating it in a way that's concise and clear and memorable. And creating compelling visuals is one of the best ways to do that. And I think that GIS skills are one of the easiest kind of visual data representation techniques that students can pick up. And I would hope that there will hopefully be some excitement. So if anyone has any questions about GIS, about my background, or about how the program will run, feel free to reach out. And in the meantime, I'll look forward to seeing people sign up. So thank you, and see you soon.